Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. As you can see, we've got a kiln to open, and I've got a lot of stuff to put back in the kiln. Kiba is up here on the wheel, so I'm only got one hand to work with right now. With the other, I am paying my tolls. I mean, would you rather look at a bucket or would you rather look at Kiba's tail? It's not working. Let's do this. Maybe I should keep it on Kiba's tail. That way we'll know if it works. There we go. Which is better content? I think this is better content. I think it is. There we go. This is much better content. Belzy, I got your email. Yes. Or maybe it wasn't yours, but I got an email from somebody, and your name reminded me of it. Oh, you started a new pottery class with a new teacher? And after just one class, you made huge improvements. That's wonderful. Good. Like, what was okay, it was you. Okay. What was the difference? Like you said, you made huge improvements. What do you think made that improvement? What was the one thing you think, like, that you maybe understood better? We're trying to get listings for those Akatar mugs up, but I need to just send you pictures of what I have. All right. So I'm gonna empty out this kiln and then put more stuff in it. I've got a few more layers I can put on things. I think I'm gonna do that. You weren't capable of rising the clay properly, like pulling up the walls? Like after you center and everything? If you'd rather see the bucket, I can move the camera, or I guess I could move the bucket. But I think Kiba's tail is pretty good content. I could move it over here so you can see what I'm doing. There's all the things Kiba has knocked over. This thing won't roll, so we're just gonna scoot it. Especially doesn't like to roll on the mats that I have to stand on. So we're gonna do that so you can see what I'm doing. Pulling the walls was hard. Well, I'm glad they helped you figure it out. Are you using like different hand movements? So Kiba has been here the majority of the day. This is where he's been. I guess he's just been like hoping to get pets all day long. I think so. We might get stuff out of the kiln and just get the rest of that out of there. Yeah, do these next and then empty the kiln. I'm going to put these, that's some of the stuff going into the kiln, so you can set them on the cart if you want to get them out of your way. other place you were only using porcelain, and the new place you use a normal clay. That is so odd that they would. Let me refresh that camera. We're in mid dunk there. That's so odd that they would start out somebody on porcelain. That's almost like torturous. Because I recommend to most people start with something that has a bit of grog in it. Because porcelain is like so soft, it's like it's hard to work with. It takes a very, very light touch, and it takes a while to get used to that. And for me especially, like I used a groggy stoneware to start with, because that's kind of the clay body I had access to, and then I wanted something lighter in color, so I switched to a porcelain, a white clay body, and it took me a long time to get what I considered my, I guess, dexterity with the clay back, because it was such a challenge to throw with a porcelain versus, because I could throw really thin like I'm doing now with the stoneware, but then it took me a while to practice. I practiced a lot before I got back up to this this level with the porcelain. And then now I've gone back to stoneware because I'm like, it's not as hard. Why am I doing this to myself? Actually, the reason I switched was because like they raised the price so much on the porcelain that I'm like, you know what, maybe I need to try something else, and realized, you know, it wasn't just me. This clay is hard to work with. So I'm painting a second layer on some of this. This is going to be the Sedona color. And do we have it up here? Well, we're focused on Kiba right now. The glazed tiles that I have over here. It is going to be this one right here. So it goes from green to blue to red. And that's the Sedona color. And I'm painting it on because like dipping this a second time in the sea spray is just too much. It's too thick. The entire thing becomes green instead of it being like green to blue. But I'll dip the rim and then just paint the rest on. You have only the French terms in mind, but you were fine on centering, yes, and doing the hockey puck and piercing it, yes. And after they showed you the certain hook technique and pushing with the thumbs for the first lift, the rest was a piece of cake. Nice. I wonder if that's similar to what I do. I call it the volcano shape. Like, yeah, hooking. I've hooked my finger in on the ring and draw it up into a volcano shape. For that first big pull. Lost Viking, hey, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 4 months. Really, Belsy, the other place couldn't teach you how to do that for whatever reason. You know, that's the type of thing, like that technique is, I was not taught it when I took a class. I was taught it by another professional potter who was from Greece. So, and he used a lot of different techniques than I had learned in the US. And I'm wondering if it's just something like, I feel like sometimes people, like, the beginner classes that you see, like, teach people bad habits that are easier to do in the beginning, but in the long run they're like harder on you. But they don't teach different techniques because they think it's harder to do in the beginning instead of just teaching like a correct way to do it. Because you get so many people that just drop out from discouragement because it's not something you know that you're going to get in one day. And I understand that. But that little technique that you talk about, the hook and doing your first pull, it really does, like, it combines a couple of steps, and it really makes a difference in your first pull. Your new teacher does it for a living. Yes, that's the difference. Hey Viking, how are you? There are so many purrs going on right now. Like, I can hear his motor above the AC and all the music and the noise in here. Noctral, hey, thank you for the raid. Good afternoon. See, Kiba's drawing everybody in. Lazy day with the kiln, yes. So I'm actually I'll probably go ahead and empty it out now because I've got some things I can put back in. I've just got to decide what order I'm going to put things, how I'm going to organize the kiln. But Noctral, yeah, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Good afternoon. What were you streaming today? So I'm going to leave Kiba here to hold down the fort. He's doing the wheel inspections today. You went from a 3-minute mini mug to throwing a 6 to 7 inch high cylinder. That's good. Yeah, that's a huge difference. Oh wow, you do leather work? You just finished a corset today. Nice. That sounds like a big project. How long did it take you? I'm going to go over there and, like, move something in the kiln to make sure the camera's not frozen. You can see where I'm going by where Kiba's looking. It should be cooled down enough. I mean, I could obviously pick that piece up without having anything. Maybe the bottom might be a bit warmer. It says it's around 90 degrees, so... Diomedes, hello! You designed the pattern, and so it took about a week. Wow. Well, here we go. So the camera is not frozen. So let's see how all of this turned out. So for each kiln load, I'm talking about how long things take. It takes about 2 weeks. So depending, like this one, I don't have to make as many things to fill this up, but it still takes about 2 weeks of time just from the beginning of the making process to the drying, the bisque firing, and then the glazing, and then the actual like time in the kiln. Takes about 2 weeks of just time. But it turned out so nice. This is the cotton candy glaze. This is really, really nice. It's runny, but it did not run off the pot. That's just how I want it. This is one of the small yarn bowls. We have a 2 of those put together here as a double yarn bowl. And these are going to be going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. I've got, as well as some curse words. We have some curse words in here. We have, this one is bloody. So the blue that you see is the Starry Night glaze, the blue and black. I've got a red one here that is the Elvish script. You may have seen some of these going into the kiln the other day when I was glazing them. This is one of the Elvish script mugs with the text is raised, you know, on top of the mug coming through the glaze. We have this one, which is, it says 42. It's from the Hitchhiker's Guide. It says, the life, the universe, and everything. So that mug holds the meaning of life. Another yarny one. Yarn is cheaper than therapy. I'm pretty sure this is mostly going to be blue themed. Kiln opening. Except for this one. It is purple. And it is gorgeous. This is one of the sweater mugs. It's got the, I call them sweater mugs because it has the sweater texture on the outside. And the little buttons. Now I could refire that if I thought I needed to, and I might if I have room. Because the glaze didn't fill in all the buttonholes, but it doesn't, I mean, doesn't make a difference to the mug. It's just cosmetic. But the texture here is what's most important. We have one that says, that's no moon, that's my yarn stash. For Star Wars, and then, because May the 4th is coming up. And then here's one of the Millennium Falcon. And this one is a Lord of the Rings. This is the Shield of Gondor. Technically, alcohol is a solution. We have another 42. And then y'all need science. So that was the first layer. There's going to be, I think, a total of 3 layers in here. Just make sure nothing's falling because there's some little pieces of the stilts there. Make sure nothing is stuck. Ooh, I hope that's not stuck. Hope it just tilted over. Yeah, it did. Okay. Another red and black. This one is a Dalek Exterminate. And then we have some of the solid black. Oh man, see, somebody asked the other day if we ever had anything that cracked. That's like an itty bitty tiny crack. You can see right there. But it's one of the rainbow heart mugs. So we have one down. One down. Oh, Kiba left. But the camera's froze, so I'm just going to leave it because he's still there. Is this the glazing I did on Tuesday? Maybe some of it. Maybe some of it. Because this is the smaller kiln. So let's go see what else is in here. So these are solid black, and I don't see a crack on the top anyway. So here is our Pride Heart mug. I actually made these the very first time for TwitchCon, the year we went in 22? Yeah, in 22 or whatever, because it was I made like a bitmap heart. And it's been very popular. I've got it on a yarn bowl too. We have May the Schwartz be with you. And, ooh, can refire that. Some of the red didn't stick very well. Don't panic. And then this is a newer one. We've got some new Dune-themed pieces. Fear is the Mind Killer. Here's another Don't Panic. And a third. And then a Tits Up, if anybody has ever seen The Marvelous Ms. Maisel. It was a wonderful, wonderful show. Oh, purple. Okay. Like, I forgot what was in here. I always do. I always forget what I put in here. Some more of the solid black, and then we have some of the Hocus Pocus color. This is from, this is one of the Akatar mugs. So Belzy, you'll like this one. It says, Cauldron Boil Me, which is kind of their swear word. More of the same. Is that what all of these? Yeah, these are all the same. But the purple and black glaze, where it gets a little bit drippy. And this is one where I have to like make the drips myself, so it's I have to make them drip on the mug before I put it in the kiln, whereas some of the glazes, like the Starry Night and like the Misty Forest and some of the others, like the glazes melt and blend in the kiln, and that's what makes them runny. And then more of the solid black. Alright, so let's see what that is in there. A chunk. Where is my lid? I'll go ahead and refresh this since Kiba's not here anymore. Move that there. Just gotta move all this stuff off of my lid. So I've got a few of these things that can go in the kiln already, and I'll bring over my board and set it here, and we'll fill this up and then take these things and put them in the kiln. Then all this stuff over here is what I'll be working on today. I almost like knocked them over as I was trying to like show where they were. A Vanna White fail. Kisa, hello! Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. We have emptied the kiln now. I'm going to put some stuff back in it. These 3 are ready to go. They're left over from the last kiln. And I actually might put these up higher in the kiln. Because the pink likes to be a bit warmer. I'm going to go get some of the white mugs. So these are Marvin mugs. You saw some of the Hitchhiker's Guide mugs. I say, this will all end in tears. I just know it. And then I've got a little bit of wax there because they're going to be, but they're going to be green when they're done, not pink. And I'm not sure how many of these will actually fit on the bottom row, like on the shelves. I know like 12 of the regular mugs will fit, but these take up a little bit more room. You want this mug? Something else we have to get on the website is the Hitchhiker's Guide stuff. And we got this guy who is going to be a black tuxedo cat. And one of these guys, what happened to my black underglaze? I thought I just had it here. This is going to be, this is one of our sheep. It's a gray sheep, but it needs a black face. So I'll paint that on. Do you have the underglaze? Like, I was going to say, y'all could have told me where it was, but you couldn't see it. It was behind the mugs. It was right over here next to me. Whew, excuse me. Most of these are getting ready to go to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, which is why I'm doing sheep and lots of yarny things. And then the next show after that is a gaming show, a board gaming convention called Origins, which is in Columbus, Ohio. And today I had to pick my booth for that show, so I had to be on a Zoom call and call out the booth number I wanted, that I hoped I could get. when the time came, and I did get one of my first choices. I was hoping I would, since I was like number 7 in line, so. Arm face explosions, yes. What is the folktale of like a sneeze is? Why do you say bless you? You say bless you because the demons have left, or because a demon causes you to sneeze, or the devil causes you to sneeze? Why do you say bless you? But for some reason, like I don't know if I've always gotten it right, but I always like. Sometimes we'll say foul demons be gone whenever someone sneezes instead of saying bless you. I don't know if I've been getting it wrong all these years. It's a leftover from the plague. So you think they think sneezing is bad? Okay. So you could be a sneeze could cause you, like, you could be sick enough to die, so they say bless you, so it's yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. It's like I don't know if I ever got it right, or if I just like purposely misunderstood it because it sounded funny. And so now we have a little black-faced sheep. I've got 3 of these to do, but I want to give him eyes too, but I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Now I've got to be careful as I pick up one of the darker pieces versus the lighter pieces, because I don't want to have like a gray or black fingerprints on the white pots, and that will happen sometimes if you're not careful. So go get another one. But at the when picking booths for Origins, like we found out in the past, like this year we're going to Artist Alley. Most shows we just get a regular booth, because you can usually sometimes get a better placement or have more options with a regular booth. It costs a lot more, but versus being in Artist Alley, a lot of times Artist Alley is put in a corner and nobody ever goes in it, right? But Origins has Artist Alley like in the row, like going right down the center, so it's really good. It's really good treatment of artists. And so we have an Artist Alley booth at this show, but the only thing with Artist Alley booths is you're only allowed 1. You can't expand into 2 booths. If you do that, then you've got to go just on the main show floor. Except we saw that there's like a couple of artists that have like 2 booths. They just like purchase 2 booths as 2 separate artists. They're like, oh, we want to be next to each other, even though we're the same business name. We're 2 different people. In 2 separate booths. We would just like to be next to each other. So I'm like, I've got it now. That's how it's done. We'll apply as 2 separate businesses. Or just as 2 separate names, 2 separate artists with the same business, because that's what they did. You said the plague, you associate cats and witches and vice versa. Ah. I wonder why. Because in some parts of the world, like, black cats are considered lucky, but for some reason we think they are unlucky. I think black cats are lucky. I love black cats. There we go, gray sheep number 2. And then got a little bit of blue here, maybe. I've got to give him some eyes. Gotta hold it still so they don't drip, because you don't want runny eyes. You don't want him crying. Let it dry for a second, and then it'll be ready to go. Maybe I can wipe off his feet. Make sure he's not gonna stick to the kiln. I don't think his belly's gonna touch the kiln either. Okay. There we go. Now he can see. And I see that I've missed a spot down here in the ear. There we go. And then we'll take these over and put them in the kiln. This should, like, one board should be like the bottom layer of the kiln. All right, wish me luck. I'll put it over here. Let's see, sometimes I can fit 6 to 7 on here on this side. I'll have to move that stilt just a little bit. That's okay. We want to put these like as close to one another as you can, because you want to conserve space, but you also don't want to put them so close that they touch. They can't touch. If they do, then they will stick together. Same with the shelves and then the edge of the kiln. So we're playing Tetris. Except in kiln Tetris, once you get to the top, you win. And our black cat. Can I get all 3 of these on here? I don't know. Will that fit right there? Yes, it will. And then I don't even know if y'all can see what I'm doing, or if my head's in the way. That one right there. Sheepy sheep. There's not going to be 2 sheep in there. I'll just keep that off of the center line and do that. But I do want to swap out the stilts, because these will take shorter stilts. Here we go. And then the shelves. Here we go. And we have our first piece for our next level. Now I've got to see, like, if I were to use just the stilts of, it would be a shame to fill the kiln and and like Tetris, it all disappears, right? Oh. Only if they were, like, then completed and emptied and put on the shelves. Like I would accept that. The next level, I'm going to see how many, like, bowls I have, if I can do... Because I've got mugs here. Like, I can fit 3 layers of mugs, but not quite 4. I'm gonna see, I wonder if I can fit 4 layers with just 1 or 2 of mugs. Because anyway, that's what I have to work with, so I'm going to put some mugs in there. We'll start with this one. These are mugs that are going to Maryland. They have the state of Maryland on them. They are the rainbow, just like my rainbow hearts. And I've made them solid gray because it's kind of a good neutral color to go to kind of let the colors of the rainbow pop. Oh, there it is. Moonshine, thank you for the follow. Oh wow, so ARM, I'd never thought about it like that. Yes, the plague was spread through infected fleas that most often were on mice, which were very common in those times. If you had a cat, you didn't have mice, so no mice, you don't get sick. Most cat owners were women, and in medieval logic, you didn't get ill, you must be a witch. Whoa. I had never made that association before. I love this phrase. Naughty hooker. Hooker being a crocheter, because she's a crochet hook. This one, though, like, I've made some of these, and a lot of people love it, but I have, like, people find this more offensive sometimes than the curse word mugs. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe they think that, oh, I'd rather be more offensive than that, so I'm going to go do a curse word mug. Like, I've seen people choose between the two, and they, you know, curse words are better, so whatever. I think it's funny. Here's a nicer one. It says, Peace Heart Yarn. More uplifting. Or I'd rather be knitting. I've also got one that just says I'm naughty, Knotty. I don't know what color I'm gonna make that one yet. That I need suggestions for that. So what color should I make some of these? So what color should something be if it says I'm naughty? Where is, oh, it's the bucket I'm sitting on top of. I'll do that one last. I need to get into that bucket to do with some touch up. Oh yeah, you like the plant puns too. You need to find some in French for your plants. Yes. Like someone told me, so to tell me if this is correct, like in the, the Moulin Rouge song, which, that's, I don't know how many times somebody has I used to work at, this is a whole, another like tangent, like worked at a place where we had, several French speaking people that worked there. And of course, like several times somebody would come up and say, I know some French. And they would like quote the Moulin Rouge song. And, they're like, quit that, you're going to get me in trouble. But instead of, saying, I don't know the words, but somebody wanted, because the word crochet is like very similar to the word sleep with. So, voulez-vous crochet avec moi? C'est quoi? And I'm sorry, I know I'm like butchering that horribly, but crochet instead of something else. And is it very similarly spelled? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So somebody wanted to do that one time. And I'd forgotten about it until now. Naughty should be red and black. Red and black are very naughty colors. Okay, yeah, I'd rather be knitting. All right, round 2. This is going to be all mugs. I'll set that out and have everything the same height here. Gotta leave space for the stilts. Okay, and then we should clear that. Let us test and see. Okay. That is like touching. I don't like that. I don't think that'll work. So you need to have one side be a little bit higher or have those stilts be a little bit lower. I don't know if the stilts can be all that much lower. Let me see what I've got to play with over here. What I could do is get these out of here. Yeah, in Tetris you don't really get to take the pieces back out, do you? Because I can only really fit 3 bowls on one side at most, so I'm going to go over here and put bowls on this side and have this side be a little bit shorter. It sounds very, very similar, yeah. Instead of C-R-O-C-H-E-T, it's C-O-U-C-H-E-R, yeah. This one, and then I've got this bowl too. Okay, here we go. And then shorter stilts. I need to get some stilts from the other side. Without tripping over wires and stuff. So let's put that side on first. There's not enough room on that one. Alright, gotta look for something else. You can see some of my stilts are in use already in the kiln that's cooling down. So I don't have access to everything. But we'll get there. There we go, and this one fit over here. And I'm going to see if this one fits over here. And if it doesn't, I've got another idea. Yeah. Got a little half one that'll work. And so there's not that much space between them, but it is like, what, a ½ inch higher than the other, so it works! Yay! Now we'll put these mugs over here and see if we can do 4 layers. Again, I've got to leave room for the stilts. Again, I've got to leave room for the stilts. Some people put stilts in first so they don't forget about them. I always am afraid I'm going to knock them over while I'm moving things around, so I put them in last. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put that shelf in just to see how much clearance I have here. I don't think I have room for another mug, just barely not, but I should be able to do some bowls, which is what I want. There we go. Alright, so what was that? Like maybe 6 more mugs? Kiba's back. Hey, buddy. That's where I was gonna put my board. He's like, yeah. Oh, I've got to put stuff up here. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Here we go. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? There you go. There you go. You happy now? Hello, Bomb. Hello. I thought it was good. We lost one piece. We lost one mug. It had a little bitty crack in the top of it. So, but that's it. Ooh. So 6 mugs. I said 1, 2. So I don't think he's gonna jump down here. Like I don't think he would, but I'm gonna trust you, buddy. Okay, there's 6. How much taller is... Yeah, there's the bowls are a lot taller. I am gonna move this. His tail. That's perfect. That is just perfect. I'm gonna do some more of these. Oh, there's. Look, I just had the red bottle over here. Yeah, it happened. It happened sometimes. I mean, it was a really, really small crack. Like, I doubt if I would have seen it, you know, in the bisque or anything. Does this apply to anyone here? And this one just gets just a bit more specific. There you go. And so if you just need to, you know. And these are going to be red and blue. That's what this color is, the fire and ice. So I've dipped these entirely in red, and then I have the blue on top, which is what this color is. And so where I dipped the pieces in the glaze tongs, I don't know if you can see that or not. I've got to touch that up a little bit. Hello, Mom. You can definitely feel that at times, yeah. All right, this is number 6. See, we even have crocheting. I think I did this time. I think I did like knitting, crocheting, spinning, and weaving. But I will happily customize the mugs with anything you'd like them to say. Even if it's just plain and simple F off. Without anything else. You don't knit often, but when you do, you just want everybody to leave you alone, yeah. It's like the doing pottery. Sometimes it's a very meditative craft. Let's see if I guessed right on my count. Three, and I'll put the stilt there. That. Maybe only one more. All right, hold your mouth right. There we go. Okay. And this one. Okay, this is what I want, because I want the top layer. This is not the right shelf. There we go. That one had a bunch of stuff on it that needs to be cleaned off. There we go. Now it fits. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now for this top layer, I want to put some of my sheep in there and have it be, I want to take a picture of like a before and after, because it's going to be colorful. So I did it. I have committed to making rainbow sheep. And so I want that to be on my top layer. And I want to take a picture so I can do like a before and after. So here we are. Here's pink and yellow. And they are going to have black faces. So I'll put this here, and I'll move you so I don't accidentally drip. I think I've made a pink sheep before. I know I've made purple and blue and red before. Hey, Spook! Tetris Master Gold Star. I do have a F off I'm Gaming. I do have that one. You can see it on the website. It's probably under the Not Safe for Work tab. And then they'll all get the blue eyes the same as the gray sheep. Where is one of my scrapers? This one will work. Okay. So we have a pink sheep. And this one's going to be yellow. Trying to be a bit more careful and not splatter this stuff everywhere because I'm using a lighter color here. That tail does not stop moving, no. He's not given up on getting pets yet, so he's not really asleep. He just hopes he'll get pets. When he really wants to go to sleep, he'll get on the cat bed. Okay. And we have a yellow sheep. We have a purple sheep. Now, who is it? Zakayla, who streams, has a purple sheep. What is their other color? Do they have a purple and a blue? I forget. I know the first one they got was purple. There we go. And this is underglaze, so the faces will not be shiny. It'll give a nice like texture contrast between the matte of the face and the shininess of the glaze. And then blue. I think I'm going to need to get some more underglaze after this. Whoops. There's a splatter. I'll have to clean that off. It kind of splattered on the side of the pot. Okay, you know, he might be sleeping. I don't know. That was a good little snore, kind of. But his tail's still moving. Maybe he's dreaming. Oh, wait a second. Wait till I get them all done. So blue next. We have red and orange. So here's orange. Which one do you think will be the most popular? I think the pink will be the most popular. Pink or purple. I think they'll make a really good display. Adorned, hey! And lizard! Welcome, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm concentrating here because I'm painting some underglaze on the sheeps, and these are multicolored sheeps. I've committed to making a rainbow. I have committed to doing these in different colors. So we have this one in my hand is orange, and we've got pink and purple. So blue, yellow, pink, purple, orange, and red. I did not do green. I chose pink instead of green. Am I using glaze now, not pigment? So this is an underglaze, the black that I'm putting on here. It is just kind of like pigmented clay. It is not going to be shiny. And so it's going to provide a nice texture contrast between the shininess of the glaze and the matte of the little face. Adorned, yes. Now, and was gonna send you a message, so thank you for reminding me, asking which ones do I owe you, because I didn't know if I'd sent you all the fandom ones that you had on that list, and then now that I have my glazes, some more glazes back in stock, I'm doing those. I think one of the tankards just came out of the kiln, the ones that was Treebeard. Because I ran myself out of Treebeard. Are glazed mugs safe to use in the dishwasher and microwave? Mine are. It depends. Like if you buy it at a store where it might say, you know, dishwasher, microwave, or oven safe on it, you can see if it says that. Store-bought mugs are going to be hit or miss because you never know where they came from. The issue with the microwave is that like some glazes are going to have a lot of metal in them, and that's of course going to make the piece get super super hot and could cause you to burn. It's not really going to do anything like to the pot itself, but it could be too hot to put in the microwave. So you just have to check. We have a little red-faced sheep. A crimson sheep, even. And unicorn farts. Oh, the fiber mug? Okay, they want the fiber. I was like, I didn't think there was another one in unicorn. But I remember the fiber mugs were unicorn. Okay, and then this last one is gray, and I'm going to see, well, I don't think I can fit 7 pieces. No, I can't, because they're 2 different layers. Never mind. We're on 2 different layers in the kiln now. Like, if they were an even layer, I could probably put another one in the center, but they are not. So, let's give them some eyes. Start with yellow. Pink. I'm just doing this going from like light color to dark color. Orange. This thing is going to be so bright. Because I don't do very many just like solid orange things. I'll do that one last because I just did it. It's still drying on the face. Oh, you watched one of the older streams where Kiba went into the cat bed and kicked Minnie out? Yeah, they sometimes they get along and sometimes they get tired of one another. They're like siblings. I think one of those times when he was being like a jerk to her all day long, like then when it came for treat time, I gave them both a little pile of treats. Minnie went and sat on Kiba's treats and ate hers. So she gets him back. She gets him back. Because Minnie sometimes also just wants to play. And so she'll run up to him and bop him in the head. Here we go. We have a one-eyed sheep. I've got to wait for the other side to dry. Like I put some glaze on there and it was too much and it just spilled everywhere. You trying to get down, buddy? I know I've made it an obstacle, haven't I? Come on. Come on. There you go. So is this underglaze, fire, glaze, fire again? No, this is all glaze. This is the glaze. You can apply an underglaze at pretty much any stage. So these have been bisque fired. The outside color is a regular glaze, and then the underglaze will just fire at the same time. Here we go. All right, here we go. So pink, yellow, orange, red, purple, and blue. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to take a picture of this. The before. And then we'll be able to open up this kiln up about this time tomorrow. Okay, it is on. So what I'm gonna do, I will get that camera over there and actually let me go get it. I'll just unplug it and that way I'll plug it back in over here. I don't have to do anything special. Because my other kiln, my bigger kiln, is not going to open up until later tonight, so I'm not going to have another kiln opening right. The sheep's meeting, yes. So we got 4 layers in that kiln, so that was good. So I know I can do 2 tall and 2 short layers. There we go. So while I've got my brush in the underglaze, I'm gonna go ahead and just like finish this guy. This is the gray one. Got 2 gray sheep in there. And then I'm going to start on some of the green pieces, so some of the Misty Forest and emerald green pieces. What are the things that hold layers in the kiln? I called them stilts, but altogether it's called the kiln furniture. But the shelves and then the stilts that hold them up. It is it's still made of clay. It's a high fire refractory. There are the shelves, at least, is you can get it made out of different materials. Trying to think of the term now, because there's some really thin black ones that you can get that are super expensive. They're like $200 a shelf, whereas these run about $50 a shelf, which is not cheap, but I mean it's better than $200. But the ones that are super thin, they're supposed to be much more lighter weight, and that things don't stick to them. I had a lid. There it is. I always lose the lids to my little underglaze bottles because I end up using the lid as like a little palette and mix colors, and then take it somewhere else and then lose it. But there, we have a lid. We're good. Where is my green bucket? It is over here. Are the kilns delivered to a location? Let me go over here. Here we go. Whole or constructed on place. It depends on the type of kiln you get. The ones that I have, they come apart in different sections. So each electrical component, each coil is element is like one chunk, or sometimes like 2 elements will be one chunk, solid chunk of the brick and the outer casing, and you take them apart by those and then connect them back together when you're moving them. That's the easiest way to transport it. If they ship it freight, they ship it assembled and put together, and then you have to like take it apart and move it wherever you need to, because let's face it, most of us don't have a forklift. But bigger kilns, sometimes they do come and like assemble them on site, like build them on site. The kilns that we have, like the biggest one we have is our oval, and it is the biggest kiln we can get through the door, because we don't have a loading dock here. We don't have a bay door that's bigger than just a man door. So the oval kilns are the biggest ones we can get here, because we've looked at getting some that are bigger and more industrial, like, you know, bigger coils, bigger, you know, elements, so that they can fire more efficiently, but we'd have to take down a wall. So don't know if we need it that bad. We have actually not gotten any of our kilns brand new. They have all been used some way, shape, or fashion. And so we've always just kind of gone and picked them up in a trailer and brought them back and assembled them. But they're fairly simple machines, like to put together and to repair. So. Yes, they are electric. The ones I have are electric. You can get them gas powered, natural gas powered or whatnot. I actually have one that is hooked up to natural gas outside. I think largely what it depends on, like what is more efficient in certain areas of the country or of the world even, like what is more common. If electricity or if gas is more efficient or economical, what people use. Overall, electric kilns are much more stable, so they give more stable, even results versus a gas kiln. Sometimes, like, you may get completely different results depending on where a pot is in the kiln. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes people like that. But if you're needing, like, reliable results, sometimes it's better to use an electric kiln. I'm going to move a few of these things so I can reach what I need to. Here we go. The Raku kiln is gas. Yeah, that's what I said. It's hooked up to natural gas. Gonna maybe do some of these bigger things and see if I have enough to glaze them. Some of the yarn bowls and such. Now this is the emerald green, and it is so it is the bottom color here. So the dark green you see on the from the poisoned apple glaze. It is also up top. If you can see behind the camera, this the light green and the dark green is what most of these are going to be. had a piece of sandpaper and I moved it, I think, out of Kiba's way. Did I? Or did I knock it onto the floor? I think I knocked it onto the floor. I'm still gonna blame Kiba. I've got to do Raku again in the next week, don't I? Is Raku a different type of clay? It is. So it is still like a cone 6 clay. Like you could use Raku clay to make mugs and it would be perfectly fine. It just has a lot of grog in it, so it has a rough texture to it when you're working with it, and that what that grog allows it to withstand thermal shock more. So when we're doing the Raku firings, we can pull the pots out of a glowing red hot kiln and they won't explode. So any like architectural ceramics has a lot of grog in it. It's much rougher clay, just like bricks. And so the reason they're so rough is so they can withstand they have the grog, so they can withstand the thermal shock. Just slosh it around. So I'd say after today I'm going to be making some more green. I don't know how I'm going to glaze this one, but we will figure it out. I don't think the tongs will do me a bit of good here. I think I'm just gonna have to get my hands dirty. And then I'll just touch up this one little section that needs touching up. Ragu's exciting because we actually set things on fire. Who needs a brush when you got your fingers? There we go. Ah, here we go. I'll do something similar for this one because it's the double-sided one. The Artsy Mad Woman, hey! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm working on glaze today. We're having a glazy afternoon. And I apologize for the lack of donuts. But mayo incoming. Hey, it helps. Lizard, when I'm throwing, there's a bucket of water to smooth stuff. Where does the water go afterwards? Is there like some of the clay in it? Yes. So when the water is, over time the water becomes more clay than water because I take the water out and I squeeze the sponge back in with the clay and such. I have a huge trash can back here that I dump that into, and as the clay particles settle to the bottom, I can get those, and as the water evaporates, or I can draw the water off, and I'm left with a clay sludge that I then lay out on plaster slabs and reuse. So that's one way that I reclaim some of the clay that I use. Guys, thank you for all the follows. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Amanda. If y'all are new here, I'm a full-time potter. And so here we'll show you the entire process from start to finish. So we've made all of these on stream, and now we're these have been fired once. We're glazing them, and then they're going to go back into the kiln again. At the beginning of stream, I unloaded and then loaded up one of my small kilns, and these are going to go into my big kiln tonight. Thank you. This is going to be a double yarn bowl. I'll let it sit there and dry for a second. And this is a single yarn bowl that probably was made in that same batch. I've glazed some yarn bowls already of various sizes, and then I'll proceed to the mugs over here. And I do make these without the holes in them as well. If they don't have holes in them, they're like a little like snack bowl type affair. This glaze is going to be green, and I don't know if I actually have something Misty Forest back here. Let me go peek around and see if I have something that's green. I've got to set this down anyway, so I can show you what the glaze is going to look like. So this is... the bottom color here is what is in the bucket. It's this nice dark emerald green that also is it's fairly transparent, so I apply it thicker than it probably should be applied according to the instructions, but I want it to be nice and dark, but it is transparent, so it goes really well over textures, which I've got some textured pieces. I've got some of the sweater mugs to do, and the majority of these are going to get this lighter green on top, and it's the Misty Forest. So that's what we're working on today. Put that right there. Perfect. Do I carve the swirl out myself? Yes. So we do everything here. Now let's do the other side. Yeah, I make the pieces, we assembled them, and then The same time I assemble them, I have to cut the hook out. You do it when the pieces are leather hard, so when they're starting to dry out but not completely, so when it's dry enough to hold its shape, because you want to cut the spot out but not collapse the pot while doing so, you know? Did I get everything? I think I got everything. So Artsy Mad Woman, what were you working on today? I love your name, by the way. Chaotic Kitten, hello! Head bonk, yes! Too bad there's no kitties here to head bonk. They've abandoned me. Kiba's been here for a while. He was keeping us going. His tail was just keeping us going. So here's, oh, I'm glad I saw that. It was a little one. I thought it was a green dragon. It needs to be a different color. I have to look and see what this needs to be. I'm glad I looked. You were tufting a cherry rug like a fruit cherry? Cherry red? Alright, now this one is a Lord of the Rings mug. It is the Green Dragon Inn. And it is one of the smaller 10-ounce mugs. So there we go. So it is going to be green. This is one of the newer mugs. I redid my ball of yarn mug. I did one last year. This one, I made a ball of yarn, and then so the little pink spots are raised, and they are going to be white and sticking out of the mug, and everything else is going to be the color of the mug. Oh, like a runner mug for a hallway. Okay. Nice. Make sure we get all the gaps filled in there. I'm getting ready for a show, so this time next week we will be setting up at the Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is it's right outside of Baltimore. It's technically West Friendship, Maryland, but it's right outside of Baltimore. I'm gonna give this another good stir because it's wanting to settle on me. My poor whisk. Need a new one. Rugs to mugs. Ah, there we go. Do the little spokes on the clamps leave blank spots? They do. They do. I have to go back and touch them up. Once I get all the layers on, sometimes when I layer other colors, it might cover up that spot, but kind of as the last thing I do before I put something in the kiln, I look it over and I may like touch up with a brush those little areas or kind of like, you know, smooth them out. But overall, it's an easier, like, even coating than trying to dip it with just by holding onto it with your hand or trying to paint it on, so. Yeah, no, Colleen sent me that whisk. And I've worn it out. See a foreign object here? Piece of plastic. Oh, is that a spoon wrist? Whoa. Yeah, I'll show that to chat. Yeah, I didn't have any problems with yarn bowls, I don't think. or because they were inside of a bowl. I'm pretty sure. So when moving things around, we saw these were in the kiln like this inside of another bowl, and this is one of them exploded. So this is what it looks like. People ask me all the time, like if I have anything that's exploded. This is what it looks like. It looks more like crumbling. And so I'm guessing this piece was not completely dry when I put it in the kiln. That's usually what that means. So at least it was this and not something bigger. But that's usually what happens. That's my level of explosions that I've experienced. And again, it's usually because things are put in too wet, not necessarily because of air bubbles. Because I don't fire the kilns terribly fast anyway. I think my kilns are so big they can't go up that fast. Which may be my only saving grace. The giant whisk, I look like a witch in front of a cauldron, I do. Toil, toil. Boil, boil, toil and trouble. Alright, is everybody back? This is a new one too. Kind of excited to see how it turns out. I made a new crazy cat lady. So I gotta touch it up. It didn't quite fill in all the areas there. See when I can. It's dry enough to pick up. And then, I mean, I'll have to do this again because I'm gonna layer this one, but there we go. So you can see the of course the pink and the lighter color there. That's gonna be the white of the clay. That's gonna look good. That's gonna look good. Yeah, the purple stops the glaze from sticking to the piece. It like a Spook said, it is wax. It's a water-based wax emulsion, and we add food coloring to it to give it some color, because otherwise it's just kind of a clear color, so you can't see it very well. I put food coloring in it so that I can, mostly because I can see if I mess up, if I accidentally splatter or drip something. But if you didn't see it before, what we were talking about, like with an explosion, like this was sitting inside of a bowl, like stacked like 5 high, and when getting it out of the kiln, like this one apparently had too much water in it still. It wasn't completely dried out. And this is what I mean when I say explosion. Like usually it's a crumble, just like there was so much moisture in there that it all tried to leave at once and it just crumbled the bottom. And that's what an explosion looks like for us. Now this bottom piece is fine. I just gotta clean it out. And the top piece, if you didn't care what the bottom looked like, you could glaze the top of it and be fine and use it. But that's a perfect example of one of the of an explosion. You have not seen us hydrating. Did somebody redeem that? I'm sorry. Yes. Need to look at the right monitor. And I need to. I have been so dehydrated. I've drank like so many things this morning already, and I'm still thirsty. But I've been on sinus medication, which it's doing its job. It's dehydrating me, and I don't have a sinus headache, but still. Dehydration sneaks up on you. And I think it feels fairly good outside. It's like 80 degrees or something. But of course I've been running kilns left and right all day long, so it's warm in here. Clay takes all your water away. It does dry out your hands. It does. So a lot of these are our Yarny themed mugs. We've had a crochet so I don't kill people, shush I'm counting, will work for yarn. Sometimes that could be a good deal. Yarn can be expensive. This one is an Outlander themed mug if anybody likes the books or the TV show Outlander. It's Lallybrock Wool Company. It's I've made this one forever. It's the kind of home place of the main characters. And they joke that they always treated their sheep better than their family. So I made a little logo. Business logo out of it. I like doing that because you think of like people putting logos, company logos on their mugs, which is a great deal of our business as well. And so I like making up like fake businesses for different fandoms. Yes. Anybody order a candlestick? I have never made candlesticks. That is something I have never made. Never been asked for. First time asked for something, so that's saying something, I think. I've made like candle holders, lantern type things. I've made like oil or like wax melters before, but I've never like just made candlesticks. Huh. Looking for the box cutter. You want a wax melter? You had one, but the cats destroyed it. Oh, did they get wax on them? When we first got our very first cats, we had a wax melter that I used, and only happened once. But of course, the cat, like it was red wax. I remember that because he came up, he sniffed of it, he sniffed of the wax, and then he got a little bit on his nose and he sneezed, and so red wax was everywhere on the wall that it was next to. Looked like somebody had been murdered. But he let me go clean it, like, the little wax off of his nose. He was like, I did something stupid. Can you fix it? Because that was when Vader was a kitten. That was a kitten. Wasn't burning at the time good. I haven't made those in years. I'd have to decide how I wanted to make them now. Like, are wax melters, is that stuff still a thing? Yeah, he wasn't hurt. He just had a little bit of wax on his nose. You still see them sold? Okay. Let's see where else I can go with these. But yeah, I remember making the lanterns. Like they're kind of fun because the wax melter things, because you could make them as one piece, kind of like I do the pumpkins, and like as an enclosed form with a little divot at the top, and then just punch holes out of it for a design. Okay. Ooh, that one didn't take hold very well. Here we go. One side's going to be a bit greener than the other. Where's my phone? It's not in my pocket. I heard a ding. I'm glad I did look at my phone. I need to leave in about 15 minutes to go get the van. It's been at the shop. They've been need to get the brakes checked, and they close at 5. So, oops, need to go retrieve the van. So, I may cut this short for a bit. Trying to get the brakes checked out and worked on before we go driving through the mountains across the country. But I'll do this one, and then I'm glad I did check, because I would have forgotten about it. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to get this wrapped up and go get my van. So let's see who else is on. So I think I've got like more than enough to fill the kiln up tonight, but it'll be probably like, I think I got it started around 9 o'clock last night, so it'll be about that tonight too, which is not bad. It's better than midnight. If I push it, I can do a good like a 24-hour cycle, and by pushing it, I mean opening it up warm and like using like getting everything out of the kiln at like 400 degrees. If I'm not in a hurry, I don't like doing that because it's hot, but it's not really any damage to the pots or anything. No, we've never put graphics on the side of the van. That stuff's expensive. So we've never pulled the trigger on that. And honestly, like I kept thinking, like 5 years ago, I'm like, Kiba's, you know, he's 12 years old. He might not last that much longer. I'm not going to put his face on the side of the van. And here he's now 16, and and I'm like, still thinking the same thing. And here he is. We took him to the vet, and they're like, he's super healthy for as old as he is. Like, well, that's good. Plus, I don't really want putting on the side of the van. What is in this van? Wouldn't you like to break into it because of what's in it? Though pottery might not, be that tempting. I know a lot of jewelry people they don't want to put what they sell on their van because they don't want to get broken into, but and heck, we can't even get a vanity plate for the van. They wouldn't approve pot dealer POTDLR. It's shameful. Megan of all trades has a cat. Cat stream. There was a cat. That's okay. We'll still go see them. Looks like they're doing some crocheting, some hooking. All right, we're gonna go see what they're working on, but it looks like bees, actual bumblebees, crocheting bumblebees. So we'll see what that's all about. But guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for sharing the kiln opening with me. We will open this kiln up tomorrow, probably around now. We'll give it a little bit more time to cool down, but it'll be exciting. I'm excited to see how those sheep turn out, my rainbow sheep. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good weekend if I don't see you again. And I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching.